Ultimate player dreams of taking the field on Championship Sunday at the USA Ultimate Club National Championships. But for the second year in a row in the women's division, it's the same final two. The top two, San Francisco Fury and Boston Brute Squad. These teams have won the last 3 national titles. Fury won on Universe last year. Brute Squad won the previous 2. Yesterday, Fury needed a Universe point win against Riot. Meanwhile, Brute Squad closed 5-1 to get past Molly Brown. And here we are on a beautiful day in San Diego with Megan Tormey and Ian Toner down in the field. I am Evan Lepler. A matchup that we've been anticipating much of the season. You can't say they're playing to be the best in the world because arguably Seattle Riot has that distinction, but the #1 tournament that all American teams want to win is Nationals, and these are two teams that both have something to prove today.
Right, and we're looking at two programs that have really shown next-level development in terms of what they have to offer. That's why we're seeing Brute Squad and Fury, because opposing teams try to throw something to mix them up, but they very often have the answer.
Both the individual skills and the team systems are just so refined, and you look at the history with San Francisco Fury back in the winner's circle last year for their 10th national title. So many of the same pieces are back, including Carolyn Finney, who came to Fury as a college star, but she has taken to her game to another level, has led her team in assists, sparkling play last night.
Right, the college star is right, but she's turning into a club star as well. She was absolutely unstoppable. The perfect decision, the perfect throw, time after time. Match that with her athleticism. Individuals simply couldn't keep up with her. She was so impactful.
Obviously, she's going to have a tough time today going against the defense of Boston Brute Squad, a team that is not only seeking the 2018 Triple Crown, they haven't lost all year in the club season. They're 27-0. It has been a dominant stretch of Ultimate, an epic performance. You talk about the defense, you can talk about any number of players, Caitlin Lee, Angela Zhu, but Cammie Groom, the international superstar on the USA World Games team, continues to help make them go.
Similar to Finney, she is capable of making the correct decision and then executing perfectly. Watch her to take over if necessary. She has the skills, she has the ability, and is absolutely fearless when it comes to withstanding great pressure.
Brute Squad victorious over Fury in the finals of the US Open. San Francisco ready for the rematch. So are we. Brute Squad in their trademark blacks, Fury in their yellows. Let's play some Ultimate. The women's final is next. The 2018 USA Ultimate National Championships are presented by VC Ultimate, providing Ultimate's best custom team uniforms and apparel since 1998. Visit VC Ultimate on the web at vcultimate.com. And by Discraft, the official disc of USA Ultimate, now available at Midwest Meyer stores and over 2,000 retailers nationwide. San Francisco Fury, a perfect 5-0 at Nationals with Griffith, the former Riot star, caught the game winner last night. Payne, Howard, Rudin, the veteran handler Alex Snyder, who's looking for another title. It would be her 9th. Finney and Johnson rounds out the starting 7. And then Boston Brute Squad, who's outscored their opponents 75-34 in their 5-0 march to the finals at Nationals. Groom, Murphy, Sadler, Wong, Werfele, Zhu, and Lee. This dynamic D-line for Jackson and Zalisk. For more history on these two teams, and they've had some great battles through the years, Ian Toner absorbing the sun on the sideline.
Thanks, Evan and Megan. Since 2014, these two teams have faced each other 9 times. Brute Squad holds the lead over that time period with a 7-2 record. The average goal differential coming in just over 3 goals per game. But as you were alluding to earlier, the rivalry has really intensified in the last 2 seasons. Fury obviously capturing the national championship on double game point last season, and Brute Squad ending Fury's hopes for a world championship at the quarterfinals at WUCC in July this year. Perhaps today, the 3rd time will be the charm for this Fury squad looking to beat Brute Squad in 2018.
When last year's finalists met in the quarterfinals at Worlds, it was jarring but I'm not sure anyone was surprised to see these two teams back in the finals at the national championships. Fury centers to Alex Snyder wearing their whites. Serge Griffith picked up by Juliana Werfele, who now drops off on Kirsten Johnson. Caitlin Lee chasing Opie Payne. Any matchups you're particularly looking forward to in this game, Megan? Werfele comes up with the game's first block.
Well, Serge being such an interesting addition to Fury, it's going to be fun to see how many different people take her on the Brute Squad side.
Werfele has had a remarkable season as well. Here's Cassie Wong up the sideline, marked by Rudin. Floats it with a stall count rising, and it looks like Alex Snyder's the cutter, but she's actually the defender, and she'll tap it into the goal line. Here's Griffith. Chelsea Murphy on the mark. Another errant reset. Lauren Sadler. She's had blocks in the finals of nationals for it feels like 40 different teams. In actuality, I think it's 3. A little stagnant cutting downfield here from Brute Squad. Finally, Cassie Wong makes a move, but she was cut off. Opie Payne poked, which allowed Lee to get the disc. Groom swings it off the sideline for Wong. And there's Angela Zhu, and she's in the end zone. Brute Squad has broken to start the final.
Some hesitation from Brute Squad right out of the gate. There's Serge's throw to Snyder, which was just poorly executed. And then it took a long time for this throw to develop. Lots of movement, lots of waiting right outside the end zone. Not a ton of cutting from Brute Squad. Wouldn't go so far as to say they look fearful, but definitely measured in the way they're starting out this game.
Brute Squad looking for their 3rd championship in the last 4 years. First broke through in 2015 in Frisco, a 15-12 win over Riot, a game that frankly didn't feel that close. The next year in Rockford, as close as it gets. Riot had so many chances to win, could not close it out. 2016, 12-11 Brute Squad on a windy day. And then Brute Squad falling to Fury last year. 15-11 over Molly in the semis, 15-7 over Sixers in quarters. Snyder back out there. Here's Beth Kaler. Low throw. What a play. Maggie Rudin knew she had to bid, and she does it as good as anyone in the women's game. Kayla Helton finds Dara Clancy, who throws it up. Kaler adjusts. Nice put to Snyder. Power position, and threads the needle to Mad Dog. Anna Nazaroff has the goal to get Fury on the board. That's more like it from the Fury offense.
Let's watch Rudin dig this one out again. Doing what it takes to keep her team on offense. That particular throw aside, it's really fun watching Fury when their offense is firing on all cylinders. They use such a large amount of the field at any given time. It leaves so much space in the open lanes for players to run into. For that reason, we see lots of big gainers coming in because they're doing a good job utilizing a lot of space on the field.
Nazaroff has been a star for a long time, matriculating through UCLA, where she won the Callahan in 2007. Won a national title in the mixed division with Blackbird in 2011. Joined Fury in 2012 and has been one of their stars ever since. Emerson flubs the stop with a pull, which allows Fury's defense to get set. Emerson, Tajima, Sinekrope, Grignon, Tomas, Hoffman, Schwamm, and Malinowski. The D-line for the O-line for Boston. Over Malinowski. It was over Sinekrope, but it appears Amber called a foul.
So my ruling, you did come through her back. It is a foul. So it's 2-on-1.
Foul on Ryan Sinekrope's disc. Let's go down to Ian.
Evan and Megan, just a quick update on the atmospheric conditions here. We noticed things staying relatively calm throughout much of the mixed final this morning, but as the day has worn on, it's not a consistent wind, but we've had more gusts that have come both in the upwind and downwind variety and the crosswind variety.
Grignon Tomas, you saw the disc play tricks, the wind play tricks on that disc. Chance for Fury to break back, but unable to keep it in bounds over there. Here's Schwamm. Sinekrope. Apparently a pick downfield. You can see the discipline from both teams when it comes to the spacing. Got the 3 clear handlers, the 4 clear cutters. Malinowski lasers it to the end zone for Schwamm. It's a story we told in the finals before. Alana Schwamm, who has overcome cancer to come back and impact a national championship team. And just poor awareness there from, that was Claire McKeever over there. Didn't realize that she was out of bounds.
And that discipline you referenced from the Boston's offensive possession enabled that score. The 3 handlers back, the 4 individuals in the stack pulling back far enough. They didn't interfere with that handler movement, enabled that swing to the side to Malinowski, and Schwamm able to cut into a wide open space for the score.
Malinowski picks up the assist. Alana Schwamm has cataloged her journey on her blog, Schwamming Cancer, which is intense and graphic, but inspirational at the same time, which you can find and read more about Alana's story. That continues today on the verge of another title, perhaps, at Nationals. Allie Steinfeld getting ready to pull for Boston. It's a good one. Sailed nearly the full 70 yards. Carolyn Finney. She just plays with such a confidence with the disc. Tough catch. Maybe a bump, but no call. Angela Zhu will get credit for the block, and now Finney will mark her with Brute Squad in possession. Power position, Zhu holsters. Steinfeld thinking flick. Johnson had other ideas. Kirsten Johnson had a huge game yesterday, and there's a great catch. Cree Howard reaching up, getting the foot down in bounds for San Francisco.
You don't always expect great plays like that from your rookies, but Kristen Johnson has been playing with more of a veteran's mentality.
And Kirsten was dealing with a concussion earlier in the tournament, felt she didn't play great in the quarterfinals, came out, was on fire, had the Callahan yesterday, said it was her second ever Callahan, but the first was in a game that was not close at all, nothing like the semis at Nationals. And how many times have we seen Cree Howard do that?
Time and time again.
Howard has been on Fury since 2008. Missed the 2016 season with a torn ACL. Fury, an easy 3-0 run through Pool B. Pesky 16 seed San Diego Wildfire, maybe the surprise of the tournament in the women's division. After Fury jumped out to a big lead, Wildfire fought back, but the women from the Bay were far too strong. And then another classic battle between Fury and Riot. This time Fury prevails thanks to the former Riot superstar Serge Griffith's goal on Universe. Here's Grignon Tomas. And that throw into traffic. Malinowski couldn't make the clean catch. More importantly, is that Kayla Helton shaken up?
That is.
We do have a foul call. Fury play now.
Hope Kayla's all right. Another Fury veteran.
It didn't look seem like she was going into a line that was really dangerous. I don't think it was dangerous, but it didn't could be a foul. She's going to call it. It's not fine.
I think there's nothing here. I think it's unfortunate.
After the Fury win last night, let's see this call get resolved.
Okay, do you guys want to send it back or you want a ruling? Okay, my ruling is she got the D before there was any contact, so there's no foul.
Clear ruling, no foul.
There's no strip either. She got the D first. Okay.
Helton shaken up, she'll step off. It will be Fury's disc. Amel Awadel Kareem picks up, plays catch with Nazarov. Two great give-and-go players. Here's Payne. The defense by Malinowski turned it on to deny the slash cut. Completion to Payne. The pick downfield a couple throws ago. I was gonna say, last night after Fury capped off their win, Kayla Helton's husband, Goose, who experienced the heartbreak Universe Point loss with Revolver, posted on Instagram, as the Heltons often do. He was very excited. Fury wins, and he said, "We avoided a rough night for the Helton household." As Fury still has life in their 2018 season. But Kaler looking for Payne, who comes up limping a little bit. Hope he jogs it off. Those are the types of mistakes. The surge reset that was errant. This fairly open throw that was just off seems like the type of mistakes that through the years Brute Squad just feasts on. Opie Payne has other ideas. The layout poach block for Fury. Fletcher tries to make the sliding one-handed catch, cannot do it. Fourth turnover of the point. It's a Brute O point. Grignon Tomas, one of the newcomers on this Boston team. Sinecrope fires. Grignon Tomas, no. Jesse was slow to get up after the bid. Double bid, Rudin gets the disc beyond Hoffman. Not sure there's anything more spectacular and ultimate than the simultaneous side-by-side safe double bid. Pick downfield. Nazaroff, 7 yards out. Too ambitious against Leanne Hoffman. Leanne D's up her World Games teammate in the red zone. On the dish intended for Kaler. Five of those 13 turns have come on this point, the 5th of the game. Boston takes the timeout. Brute Squad looking for an undefeated season. You know, 10 years ago, Fury went undefeated, including the crazy comeback. The Triple Crown Tour began in July. Riot won Pro Elite Challenge, the Colorado Cup over Molly Brown. Kansas City Wicked, a tournament win in Salt Lake City. Brute Squad victorious at the US Open and the Pro Championships. To win the Triple Crown, you gotta win the US Open, the Pro Championships, and Nationals. These teams don't have too many points like this.
Yeah, back and forth battles. Normally, when one team makes a mistake, the other team tends to pounce. This has been a lot of very even back and forth. Some careless mistakes from both sides.
I think, you know, these teams are so familiar to those of us who've been around the sport, but there are a handful of players on both sides who have never won a title before. Sinecrope, the longest tenured member of Brute Squad in her 13th year. She's won 2 national titles. Malinowski floats it forward. Groom, who came in for an injury sub. Marked by Nazaroff. Sinecrope launches. Malinowski in pursuit. And she's got it. What a perfect floaty throw from Amber Sinecrope.
gave Malinowski so much time to run underneath it. A little bit of a slide necessary at the end to ensure the goal, but Malinowski up for the challenge.
And don't forget the layout from Hoffman on the goal line when Fury had the discs trying to punch it in. Big turnaround.
You know, I had the pleasure of being teammates with Hoffman on Nemesis for a couple of very short years. And we called her Panther for her ability to hunt out Ds just like that one.
Malinowski involved in 2 of the 3 Brute Squad goals. And more importantly, Fury takes a timeout. San Francisco so far is 0 for 4 on break chances. Sinacrope, another assist for Brute.
Evan, I think that's getting at one of the main storylines around Brute Squad and their hopes to capture a national championship. There was no question about their D-line's capability to generate turns. I think they're widely regarded as the most efficient and lethal D-line offense. But the questions coming into this game around Brute Squad have been around their offense. How will they punch back after they turn the disc over? How will they remain efficient against the Fury pressure? And a point like this, multiple turnovers, sustaining the hold, getting the disc back, I think that's got to be confidence inspiring. The question is, can they get more efficient and make things easier as the game goes on?
Ian, both coaches before the game talked about the defensive intensity of their O-lines and the ability to get the disc back, and that can decide a game and a title.
Right, and it's something we've seen more from Fury than Brute Squad, that just unfettered determination to go out there and get what's theirs.
Werfully, another big backhand pull for Brute. Good chunk of yards for Derek Clancy. Here's Howard. Snyder defended well by Nicole Canning. The U.S. Open, we saw Canning really disrupt Snyder and what she wanted to do. Finney has to bid but keeps possession alive. And there's Kirsten Johnson dishing back to Finney for the Fury score. Don't make Carolyn Finney angry. Don't do it.
No, that is definitely the lesson that can be taken from this point. Look at Finney and Johnson work together this point. It was not pretty, but it was gritty, aggressive, and it worked.
So after 6 turnovers on the previous point, a Brute Squad hold, Fury holds quickly to tie it at 3s. Zoo and Finney sharing a moment on the sidelines. The conversations that happen on sidelines in the midst of intense games, I think there are laid-back moments on the sidelines in every sport, whether it's football or basketball or ultimate. Certainly baseball players are known to talk about whatever in the dugout during games. But it's such a privilege to be on the sideline in a tournament like this, in a game like this. Ian, I'm jealous.
I think that's the content that everyone craves, right? You talk about the production of something like an NFL Films or a 24/7, or everyone wants to hear the authentic reactions of the athletes and the conversations that they're having. And, you know, I've heard everything been fortunate enough to be on the sidelines for the mixed final and here in this game, and I've heard everything from positive re-encouragement to serious questions of self-doubt to strategic adjustments. There's just a whole range of emotions and depth that these players and coaches are experiencing in the moment.
Anyone whispering about the party tonight? Any good spots to go on the beach?
Believe it or not, everyone's been focused enough on winning a national championship to bring that up. But I'm only on one sideline. I can't speak for what's said or not said on the other sideline.
I guess we can focus on a championship game as well. Low throw, Emerson turfed it. Marika Austin takes off deep for Fury. Nancy Sun picks up. Deep shot from Meaty Chang, and it's caught by Marika Austin. That's a break to get us back on serve.
Just a surprising execution error from Boston Bruce Squad. And then that is classic, clinical Fury offense, really working the space of the field. You have to run things correctly in order to outrun two Brute Squad defenders, and that's what Austin did, simply by design.
I'm not sure where Meaty Chang would rank if you created a hierarchy of Fury throwers or Fury huckers. I don't think she's one of the first 5 or 6 that come to mind, but a tremendous throw there and a confident looking strike in the national title game for the Michigan Flywheel alum.
We talked about that last night. Some of the things that separate these programs from the 5th through 16th team here at Nationals this weekend. And one of the things we touched upon was the throwing ability of individuals farther down the roster list. Programs like Fury have great throwers. You just don't know about them quite as much because there are players like Snyder and Finney who we're talking about first.
Sinnecrope up the line. Brute Squad undefeated in the club regular season, their last loss in the semis of Worlds to Columbia's Revolution. Emerson finds Hoffman. Active mark by Payne. Reset Sinnecrope. Malinowski. High but catchable for Grignon Tomas. Just like yesterday, Leanne Hoffman was warming up for today's game in Grignon Tomas's Team Canada jersey from last summer. Sinnecrope to the end zone. Jesse Grignon Tomas, a Brute Squad rookie, ties it at 4.
Look at this nice break from Sinnecrope. This is why she leads the team in assists, because she's able to catch the disc, look down the field, and immediately execute a tricky inside put that is well in front of the Fury defender.
Grignon Tomas lives in Montreal, made the drive back and forth many times to practice. Sinnecrope picks up the assist. Thought it was cool that Brute Squad, after Jesse drove to Boston so many times, they had a team retreat pre-nationals where they go to Montreal. Finally, a home Brute Squad event for Jesse to let everyone else make the drive.
So now everyone on Brute Squad has up-to-date passports.
Tulsa Douglas launches the pull for Brute Squad. Alex Snyder, the veteran handler, dishes for Maggie Rudin. Good to see Kayla Helton back in the game, being chased downfield by Cami Groom. Here is Helton on the under. And there goes the disc deep. And it's Howard who gets there first, and she's in the end zone for Fury. Not certain who Helton was intending that pass to hit. A couple receivers nearby, but Cree Howard takes charge.
Man, Howard had to see the Brute defender in her periphery and managed to keep the wherewithal to read the disc, reach out her arms, and pull it in.
Was she looking for Howard or Rudin here? Probably Howard.
I think Howard.
Maggie Rudin gets away with a bump. Inadvertent. Helton, now living in San Diego, spends a lot of time training, enjoying the beautiful beach. UC Santa Barbara alum, on the national team in 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, and 2017. There are players on both these teams that have lost track of how many championship games they've played in and won, how many golds and silvers they have, where their medals are. I was chatting with Matty Sang about that before the game. He said he thought it was his 18th or 19th final. He wasn't sure when it comes to nationals or worlds. But remember, his wife Harley was part of many of the Fury teams, so they've got medals upon medals. Some are doorstops. Some are their daughter Amari's toys. Tight defense from Sinacrope. Deep shot launched by Reed, out of the reach of McKeever. Opportunity for Fury to take the first multi-goal lead of the game. But it's back to Boston on 0 with Hoffman. Oh, what a save. JoJo Emerson crawling for that catch. And Malinowski launches. Grignon Tomas chased by Austin. Boston has the tie.
What a save from Emerson. Much to the relief of everyone else on the team. And look at that beauty from Malinowski. Grignon Tomas turning on the Jets for her big moment.
Grignon Tomas has been on the Canadian mixed team back in 2012, the women's team in 2016, on the World Games team in 2017. Quite a pickup for Boston. You could have a pretty good debate trying to decide which new pickup in the women's division made the biggest impact this year. Grignon Tomas, certainly a candidate. You can't leave Serge Griffith out of that conversation. Pretty good mark from Werfele. Forced the high throw from Nazaroff. Intercepted by Groom, and then Zoo launches. Canning versus Snyder. Canning skies the superstar again. Goodness gracious, add Nicole Canning to that conversation.
First, we have to watch Brute Squad make short work of Fury's side stack, clearly looking for an orchestrated offensive possession, immediately dashed by Brute Squad, who in one swift throw from Zoo gets it down to Canning.
And we see this a lot. A player with the athleticism of Canning trying to flummox a handler, and on a turn in a transition situation, that's the mismatch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strategic decision by the coaching staff. Just putting someone who may be perhaps a little more agile, maybe has a height advantage. We've seen it across every division. Just trying to make that primary distributor's life harder and trying to make them work harder and exploit their exhaustion or maybe a slight athletic disadvantage on the turnover. It's something that's proven to be a sound strategy across multiple divisions, and we've seen it multiple times this weekend.
So that's the third break of the game. Second for Brute. They lead 6-5. Caitlin Lee on the pull. Low line drive. Finney and Snyder back out there, along with Rudin. Howard, O'Connell was there. Howard ripped it away, and they play on. I think Howard did get there first. Snyder rips it. And it's knocked down. Angela Zhu comes up with a block on the deep shot for Finney.
A lot of zip on that throw, but not quite enough. It looks like maybe the wind had a slight impact on it, causing it to go just a few feet too shy.
Zhu hucked it too low, easily erased by Marissa Mead. Call on the field.
Is it? No effect? It was unrelated. Okay. I'll go.
A little anticlimactic, but it's a goal for Beth Kaler in the finals at Nationals to tie the score at 6. Couple hucks that both throwers want back on this point.
Without a doubt.
Are we sure she was in?
Yeah.
I trust you.
Oh, maybe not. I think her front foot tapped the line as she caught it.
Close. Observers both ruled her in. The active call gives Fury the score. Beth Kaler, former Oregon standout. In her second year with Fury. Was trusted with a lot of responsibility in her first year. Had a couple of rough patches, but she has really come on strong. Cincinnati native. Awadel Kareem, Fury rookie, launches the pull. Caught about 3 yards outside of her end zone by Sinacrope. Leanne Hoffman has the D, does not have a goal or an assist yet.
And it seems like it's only a matter of time. Oh, unfortunate drop there. It was Hannah Henkin who had the turnover, and now Fury looking to retake the lead. Nazaroff overshoots the dump, intended for Charrier. Malinowski open by 10 yards on the catch, turns and fires. And into the end zone, it's Jessie Grignon-Tomas. Missed opportunity in the red zone again for Fury. Nazaroff, second red zone turnover, and Brute Squad capitalizes.
Level-headed offense from Brute Squad with that long throw from Malinowski. Nobody swarms the disc. The three players closest to Swam pull back into the end zone. There's a reset and then an obvious cut to that front corner of the end zone.
Third goal for Grignon-Tomas. She scored 3 of the last 4 for Brute Squad. And Claudia Tajima picks up the assist. Brute Squad leads by a break. Trying to break again and take it to half. Finney unleashes. Plenty of traffic deep, but Howard finds Rudin. Impervious to the defenders. 7-all.
What a throw, what a grab. But then Rudin sneaks into the end zone while all eyes are on Howard. Free shot for Fury. How about that put?
How did Howard read this so much better than both Brute Squad defenders?
I think she anticipated the wind just a little bit better.
Cree at 5'8", does have a few inches on Cammie Groom at 5'5". Maggie Rudin, the Pufall nominee for San Francisco Fury. Pufall Award given out last night, and the winner was Chip Chang from Minneapolis Pop. Sinecrope back to Emerson. Brute Squad will receive to start the second half. They have a chance to be up 9-7 the time Fury next possesses the disc. Or not. says Alden Fletcher. Fletcher. Looked like everybody stopped, and then looked like everybody just started again. Good battle downfield between Griffith and Sinacrope. Amber using her body to deny Surge the angle she wanted. Nazaroff takes a timeout. San Francisco Fury won their first title in 1999. Chatted with Nicole Sprout-Beck, one of the founders of the team, last night. Fury won 7 straight championships from 06 to 2012. It was shocking when Octavia Payne and Sandy Jorgensen, Jenny Fay, Anne Mercier and others got the win in 2013. Scandal showed in 2014 it was indeed not a fluke. And then Brute Squad rose to the top of the Women's Ultimate World 2015 for back-to-back seasons. Brute Squad so close again last year. Seems like Fury wins every year if you've been following Ultimate for a long time, but for someone like Nazaroff, she just joined the team in 2012 at the tail end of their 7 straight titles, then had a long run of making semis, making finals, falling short. Last year meant so much. Griffith versus Hoffman, the primetime matchup. This time Hoffman wins the jump ball. You could watch this drill between these two players all day long.
Absolutely. Hoffman knew she wasn't going to outrun Surge, so she needed to get placement early, and that's exactly what she did. Got position early and maintained it. That
was a gorgeous hammer to find Grignon Tomas in the open space. Good handler defense, but Sinacrope breaks free. Up the line, Malinowski inbounds. Nice catch. Grignon Tomas met by Nazaroff on the goal line. Calmly dumps it to Tajima. And Malinowski shakes free, takes it to half. 8-7 Brute Squad. They're up a break.
That was a clean hammer to get up and over the Fury defense that was taking away the open shots down the line. And then Malinowski is really starting to develop as a player. She's always been an incredibly talented receiver. She's starting to get a little more daring with her shots, which means she's even more of a threat down the field. Get her a long put, and she'll make the right decision. And then she did a fantastic job of pulling into the end zone, timing her cut appropriately, and also got the score.
Involved in half of Boston's first half goals. As Brute Squad leads 8-7 up a break. Fury coach Maddie Sang has been in this situation many times, and he'll chat with Ian Toner right now.
Thanks a lot, Evan. Maddie, 1-goal game in the national championship. What's been the difference so far in the first half?
I actually think we've played pretty similar games. Like, our offense hasn't been super clean, obviously getting turns on both. So that's why the score is the way it is. I think one of us has to get better in order for us to start pulling away.
How do you clean up some of that D-line offense in the second half?
I think right now we're thinking too much, and so we're just going to try to keep it moving and not try to make the perfect cut or look for the perfect throw. Just keep it moving and make things obvious for each other.
Anything from Brute Squad surprise you there in the first half?
Nope. It's Brute Squad, and we're getting the game that we expected.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Go get to your halftime huddle, and good luck. Evan and Megan, back up to you.
Ian, thank you. Appreciate the time from Maddie Sang, who's looking for just his 11th title. Looking for his 9th title with Fury, won plenty at the world level. 8-7 Boston at the half.
What would it look like if a competitive sport didn't mean a choice? Between beauty and brutality, style and steel. Between calling yourself out and clawing to stay in. What if there was a game that found balance? Between spirit and sport, agony and elation, like a disc dancing on air.
We now have evolved into a team sport of a game called Ultimate. It stands by itself in that it is like no other game.
Between perfect passes and devastating drops. Like the balance we so desperately needed, we had no choice but to create it ourselves. Long live grit and grace. Long live Ultimate.
On that first half, Boston turned it over 11 times. Fury turned it over 12 times. Brute Squad up by 1, and they will receive to start the second half. Megan Tormey, it wasn't the prettiest half either of these teams have ever played. However, there were plenty of spectacular plays.
Absolutely. From teams who have exhibited that they have the ability to put out perfect offense, the mistakes that we've seen, simple execution errors, poor decisions, have been a little bit surprising, and yet still individual performances have been electric. We've seen throws from Alex Snyder to put points on the board. Sinnerkrope getting the disc where it needs to be. I think Malinowski's having a fantastic game. Both teams showing moments of greatness and then also moments of mental laxity.
Kind of what Maddie Sang said, and it just kind of feels like there are no secrets. It's solely about who can execute better. They're not going to surprise each other at this point.
No, they're not. They've faced off a number of times, and I think they've both developed their systems over the years enough to you understand what is categorically Fury-like or categorically Brute Squad-like. Whoever pulls within themselves and puts their own offense, defense on the line will prevail.
Sinnerkrope, very involved in everything Brute Squad has done. How about this shot from Helton to Howard? Not sure where Fury would be without Cree Howard. Several big catches. She had 3 of Fury's 7 goals. Jessie Grignon-Tomas also scored 3 times for Brute. And Angela Zhu, never bashful about letting it fly.
And that is what Brute Squad needs her to do. She's part of the system, getting it out and over the Fury defense. And then Cree Howard. You know, we talked about how individuals will have a great game, and that's what makes the difference for Fury. Last night it was Finney. Tonight, Cree Howard is having herself a game. Malinowski pulling in a score after making some fantastic grabs and throws earlier in the game.
We'll see if Fury can find an answer to Amber Sinnerkrope, Becky Malinowski, and perhaps most importantly, Jessie Grignon-Tomas. We'll take a timeout. Ariel Jackson joins Ian Toner on the other side.
Welcome back to Mira Mesa High School in San Diego, California. We're at halftime of the Women's National Championship game. Boston Brute Squad leads San Francisco Fury 8-7. I'm joined by Coach Ariel Jackson. Ari, first half, 1-goal game. What's been the difference so far?
I mean, I don't know what's been the difference. Fury's been doing a really great job at punishing mistakes that we're making, making small mistakes that other teams haven't punished, and they're doing a great job of capitalizing.
Your O-line defense has been particularly impressive so far in this game. How do you think they've been able to get the disc back so many times?
I mean, I think credit that in a way to our whole team and our depth that we've been able to save their legs throughout the tournament to this game, and so they have the stamina to give it their all on those points.
What was the message to your squad in the halftime huddle?
Went over a couple of tactical things, but I think the main thing is, our identity is physical defense, and right now Fury's winning that battle, and so we got to come out and get back to our identity.
Awesome. Well, go get back to your team before the pull. Thank you very much for your time. Brute Squad leading Fury 8-7. Second half action from Mira Mesa Stadium coming shortly.
Grignon, Tomas, and Howard, the leading scorers for their respective teams. Brute Squad with Tajima, Sinekrop, and Malinowski, all with 2 assists apiece. No Leanne Hoffman on the Brute Squad stat sheet, but she has been involved. Came up with a huge block on an Anna Nazaroff inside flick on the goal line to deny Fury a score. And 1 goal is the difference right now. Fury has to pull to start the second half of this women's final. Game to 15, we're about 27 minutes away from soft cap.
The story of the first half for Fury has to be the missed opportunities. Their break chances looking back in that first half, 1 for 8. Their break chance performance has been inconsistent throughout the bracket. They were 8 for 20 in the quarterfinals, 5 for 10 in the semifinals last night. Their efficiency really needs to improve in the second half if they're going to have a chance to capture this national title.
Missed too many opportunities, that's for sure. Tajima.
Say it again.
And a stoppage. Emerson. Nice layout grab by Sinekrop to maintain possession. Emerson continues to be a key cog. Coached by Space Heaters Jenny Fay in high school in Arlington, Virginia. The Jenny Fay coaching tree is pretty elaborate. Say the same thing for all the great coaches in Amherst, Massachusetts. Hoffman stumbles, pops up. That's just a great job of capitalizing on the poach. Finney prevented the slash cut, but Brute Squad converts anyway to lead 9-7. First time tonight that either team has led by multiple scores.
Here's the dig to save the possession, and then the Brute Squad patience as they worked it outside of the red zone. Here we see Leanne Hoffman right at the doorstep, finally getting herself on the stat sheet, even though she's had an impactful game so far.
Alana Schwam scores her second goal. Brute Squad exuding patience, and you saw the look on Finney's face. She knew that she cheated just a smidge, and Hoffman good enough to capitalize. So 9-7. They certainly know that Fury has what it takes to come back. But they got to get their D-line out on the field first. Fury's O. Johnson centers to Snyder. Gruden. Caitlin Lee couldn't get the angle, and then Helton fires. It's hovering and hanging, and it finds Maggie Rudin. She's got it for Fury in the end zone.
That looked a little more lucky than anything else. The lip of that disc was lifted perhaps a little bit higher than Helton intended. It stopped just outside the end zone, just inside the end zone and hovered. Almost seemed to just fall into Rudin's hands.
Rudin kind of looked resigned that she wasn't going to catch it, and then it just fell right in her chest. You can see the look on her face. All right, I don't have position. Not going to foul anybody. Just going to wait here. And, oh, look.
May not have been the way they drew it up, but Fury will take it.
Over Murphy's hands. Angela Zhu couldn't make a play on it either. So Rudin scores again. She's played in a ton of big games. So has Kayla Helton, for that matter. A 21.5 minutes away from soft cap. Final game of the season in the women's division. Fury trying to prevent a perfect club season from Brute Squad. Brute Squad 27-0. 26 of those 27 wins by at least 4 goals, including a 15-11 win over Fury at the U.S. Open. Malinowski fires. Hoffman needs to turn it on. Leanne Hoffman can't pull the trigger. Nazaroff couldn't get it to Fletcher because of Hoffman's defense, but there's a foul away from the disc. First half, Fury 1 of 8. Can they get their first break of the second half right here? Here's Griffith. Austin to Nazaroff. Nancy Sun fires. Narayan, Austin, both there. But it's Grignon Tomas who got her fingertip on the disc to knock it away. Just not a certain decision from Fury.
No, which is surprising from someone as centered as Sun. There were a lot of bodies in her line of sight as she let that one go.
The other way, there goes Malinowski. Sinecrote forced to fire, and it works. Grignon Tomas outleaps Austin, and I hope she's all right. Stock count rising. Sinecrote just puts it to a spot. Austin inches away. She grabs her left ankle on the landing.
In terms of desperation shots, this is a pretty good one. She recognizes that she needs to work it around most of the Fury defense, figures a big outside in gives her teammate the best shot to make that happen. Not
I think it's also worth pointing out the discipline that Becky Malinowski has been showing with the disc. I think in years past, we've seen her make some decisions where she's always had eyes for the end zone, but you saw her gather her breath after she caught that deep shot. And rather than looking immediately to the end zone, she went through her looks and was comfortable settling for a reset. We've seen her pull the trigger on some high-release backhand hucks that have been turnovers in the past, but her decision-making has been crucial to the O-line's success for Brute Squad so far.
It's a fantastic point. Important sequence here for Fury. Beth Kaler lets it rip. Dara Clancy chased by Douglas. Clancy hauls it in for Fury. It's like Beth Kaler has a flight to catch.
You know, here's what I love about Beth Kaler. When you think you understand the full depth of her skills, she pulls out a beauty like that one. And then Douglas makes a play just a moment too soon. That is all Fury's disc.
Looked like she was there, and the disc just hovered, maybe caught a little burst of wind at the last second, maybe a slight misread. Clancy. Dara Clancy, a geneticist in real life. Played college ultimate for the UC Berkeley Pie Queens. Has been on Fury since 2009. A 10-9 game. All things considered, for Fury to be within one when they've gone 1 of 9 on break chances. They have to feel very fortunate.
That's well said, Evan. This is nothing compared to some of the amazing comebacks we've seen from Fury. All the same, it is time for them to turn on something if they hope to take this game away.
Malinowski, pick downfield. Alex Odie is on the field for this Brute Squad O-point. With Malinowski, Emerson, Tajima, Sinecrope, Hoffman, and Schwab. Schwab unable to shake free of Nazaroff downfield. Reset, double layout, and Griffith land flat on Sinecrope's back. Ouch.
Oh, that is brutal.
Hopefully Amber is okay. Certainly not intentional by Griffith, but nevertheless, we would be surprised if that's not some type of card. And the observer reaches into the pocket, pulls out the blue card. Angela Zhu replaces Sinecrope in the Brute Squad lineup. A lot of space right now between the stack and the handlers. Maybe too much.
Looks like Claudia Tajima agrees.
That's really, Megan, what separates the great teams. When they're out of system, they're out of the formation they want to be, the ability to recognize and get back organized while still keeping the disc moving.
That's incredibly well said, Evan. It takes a full team mentality, full team buy-in to the system. You have to practice that again and again.
Looking for Malinowski, and she hauls it in for Brute Squad. But there's a call on the play. Be surprised if this call in the stack impacted the play enough to deny the goal. Watch the right-hand side of your screen.
It depends on whether it was before the throw or during the throw. If it was before the throw and you're going to contest it, it's going to come back. If it was, so, okay.
I thought that this was in the air.
None of us saw the play, but I can confirm that what happened before the throw.
Okay.
So it's if you guys are going to treat it, if you're going to stick with the foul call, it's going to come back. Okay, it's coming back.
All right. The foul call is coming back.
Becky Malinowski disappointed in the end zone. It's a gorgeous throw. Perfect put from Tajima, but it does not count. Tajima beats the stall count back to Zhu, who came in for Sinnercope after she got crunched by Griffith. And another pick. Odie. Back to Emerson. Malinowski can't get it. Austin intercepts. Remember that call, Megan. If Fury can convert. Here's their 10th break chance of the game. They're currently 1 of 9. Griffith. 19 yards from the end zone. Sun to Austin. McKeever clears. Reset for Sun. Floating it. Denied. Malinowski read the play. Denies Anna Reed the score.
That was really impressive defense from Malinowski because she was behind Reed, waited until that throw went up, then jumped out in front.
So Malinowski gets credit for the D, and Brute Squad takes the timeout. Let's take another look. Was there contact here from Malinowski? Used her left arm a little bit to ward off Reed. Anna did not make the call. Should she have?
She, you know, I'm presuming that she didn't because she probably feels that that amount of contact did not inhibit her from making the play. But I think had she, it would have been understandable. Certainly, it looked at second look that like Malinowski used her hand to keep Reed back where she wanted her.
Fury now 1 of 10 on break chances. They're still within 1, but Brute Squad has the disc. Tajima, Emerson, Zhu, the handlers. Malinowski, Schwam, Hoffman, Odie. The horizontal stack downfield. Tajima needs an outlet. Forced to just launch over Austin and Malinowski for a Brute Squad turnover.
I think Austin jockeying for position early forced Malinowski to stake her ground early, and then the disc sailed over both of them.
Griffith threw into the D of Hoffman. A mistake from the Fury newcomer. Hoffman has been clutch. Right place, right time defensively. Malinowski floats it ahead to Tajima. Again, Brute Squad without Amber Sinecrope on the field, but they convert anyway. Alana Schwam lays out for the score. Fury now 1 of 11 on break chances.
Your teammate better have a lot of separation on Hoffman if you're gonna put the disc to her, because otherwise she will take it away. And then her teammates knew exactly what to do. What a grab by Schwam for the Brute score.
How about this throw from Emerson? Let's go up high. Tell you, it's been something of a breakout season for JoJo Emerson. She was solid last year, but the amount of responsibility she's taken on this Brute Squad offense in a situation like that, when Sinecrope, who's been the rock, the anchor, if everything's not working, we have Amber on the field, reset. JoJo takes charge.
And that's a lot of weight to carry when someone like Sinecrope goes off the field. Talked about how impactful of a player she is, leading her team in assists for the season. And then to not have her and decide, okay, I'm going to be the one to step up to make the difficult throws, because that's what it's going to take to beat a team like Fury.
Less than 5 minutes until the soft cap. Less than an hour away from the start of the men's final. Revolver and Pony as Finney sends Rooted. Perfection. Fury has had more turnover-free holds in the second half than Boston has. But Fury has been unable to break Brute Squad. Little surprising to note that Carolyn Finney just picked up her first assist of the game. Meanwhile, Maggie Rudin, very involved. 3 of the last 4 goals for Fury. Take a look at who's on the field here for San Francisco. Payne's gonna pull. See Alden Fletcher, Serge Griffith, Carolyn Finney, Yelena Gorlin, Anna Nazaroff and Lakshmi Narayan. Narayan got plenty of props for the defense she played yesterday on Jack Verju. Tammy Groom. You don't see her out there on offense with this line too often. Great to see Sinekrope back on the field as well. It's Groom, Sinekrope, Emerson, Hoffman, Schwam, and Malinowski. And there's a drop from Leanne Hoffman. What is going on? Finney, Nazaroff. To Griffith. You see the break chances. Another opportunity for Fury to find the equalizer with a soft cap approaching.
It wasn't completely out of your mouth. We're coming in saying stalling 5, okay? Coming in on 5.
Timeout, Fury.
It has to be completely out of your mouth, though. You were midway through the 5. No, it's not. It's actually not like the stall rule. It's different. Okay.
So it's coming in 5. As Fury looks for title number 11. Brute Squad didn't exist when Fury won their first title in '99, but you could argue that over the past few years, Brute Squad has been the #1 team in this women's division.
I think that argument can definitely be made. Maybe they didn't always have the result that they wanted, but in terms of consistent performance throughout the entirety of the season, you can always count on a specific type of game from Boston Brute Squad.
We talk about it often. You see it in sports. Sometimes you need to get to the finals and lose before you can finally break through. I mean, Seattle Mixtape got to the finals and lost a couple times before breaking through. Philly Amp got to the finals and lost before breaking through. But this is not a situation like that. These are two teams that have already broken through. And that's not what Fury wanted to do out of the timeout. And there's an injury downfield, or at least a player down. Soft cap will go on after this point. It'll either be 11-all game to 13 or 12-10 game to 14. Anna Reed back on the field for Fury. Tajima with the disc. Malinowski. Marked by Gorlin. To Emerson. Another pick. Tajima, 7 yards out. Sinekrope to Hoffman. 2 hands, inbounds. Brute Squad scores.
Hoffman with the turn, and then the very redemptive D right out of Fury's timeout. She patiently waited in the back of the end zone. to time that cut to the front of the end zone unmarked.
Almost looked shocked to be that wide open.
And to be in the end zone.
You're in, Leanne. So it's game to 14. Another assist for Synecrope. I remember seeing the look on her face a couple years back when Brute Squad beat Riot on Universe Point. Just a look of euphoric disbelief. Remember, Brute Squad won 3 years ago with Leela Tennell as the primary handler. And Tennell left the team, and it took some time for the offense to adjust. Finney to Rudin. A lot of space on that open side, but Caitlin Lee makes it a tough catch for Kaler, who lands hard and is shaken up. Kaler spikes the disc in frustration. She landed hard. On that quick full speed look, I didn't see anything that Caitlin Lee did that was worthy of a card or anything like that.
Me neither.
Here comes the cart out onto the field. Kaler's up. Won't need a ride to the sideline. Alex Odie, your college teammate with Oregon Fugue, immediately puts an arm around her. Griffith replacing Kaler. It's understandable that Serge Griffith has not wanted the story to be about her, but the narrative is just too juicy to ignore. To win a world championship with Seattle, and then to try and go to Seattle's rival and knock out Seattle and then beat Boston. Another missed opportunity for Fury. And Brute Squad could really put Fury on the brink. Sadler throws into the poach. Griffith rips it away. Championship anticipation from Serge. Howard, overly ambitious. Too much speed, not enough float.
You could see as soon as she released, she knew that disc was not flying the way that she intended.
Meanwhile, Kayla Helton has come off the field. She's shaken up. She walked over and now is sitting to the left of midfield. Narayan will replace her. Candy Groom replacing Cassie Wong.
Yeah, I'm down here on the sideline next to both Kaler speaking with the trainer and Helton, who just came off. Helton pointed to and told her teammate that she was dealing with a head injury when she came off. I don't think the trainer's been able to speak with her yet. And as Kaler was currently discussing with the trainer, it looked to be a discussion about shoulder, and now they're going through secondary injuries at the moment.
Well, for Fury in particular, it was a quick turnaround from last night. At the field till about 10:30 local time, 1:30 a.m. Eastern, as Werfele can't make the catch. Maggie Rudin surveys, resets to Finney. Sang said he was up watching film until 4 a.m. He said his greatest talent as a coach is that he can function on just 2-3 hours of sleep. Griffith needed more air on that one. It's been several of Fury's stars who have had errant throws in this final.
You can sense how important they know this point is, to the point that it is forcing them to make rushed decisions.
Werfele throws right to Griffith. Second D of the point. And there's a Brute Squad block. Nicole Canning. Canning's matched up with Snyder. She was going deep. And goodness, there's Groom throwing it into the turf, looking for Angela Zhu. I believe that's the 7th turnover of the point.
A shocking number of unforced errors.
Murphy runs it down past the bidding Rudin. She's got 2 targets deep, but a call stops play. Quick restart. Werfele to Lee. And there's another mistake. It feels like fatigue is wearing on both teams.
Certainly fatigue, but it seems more like the pressure of the moment is mounting in some of the decisions that individual players are making.
Officially 10 turnovers now on this point, 5 aside. It is a Fury 0 point. Leaping grab, Finney. Throwing to Ryan open for the score. A marathon, arduously won by Fury to get back within 1.
Finney almost throws to Narayan, thinks better of it, and then realizes, no, she's still got great position. If I just put this out in front, she's ahead of her defender. She's going to get this one. But it took her that pump fake to realize that was the right decision.
Couple timeouts, 10 turnovers. Imagine we'll see a bunch of new players out there. Brute Squad's O-line. Sinekrop, Schwam, Emerson, Malinowski, Hoffman, Tajima, and I believe Odie. Brute Squad without Jessie Grignon-Tomas, had that ankle injury on the diving catch to go up 10-8. And they've been missing her.
Yeah, she's been a big difference maker, just kind of the linchpin to close things out with her absence.
You can see Grignon-Tomas about the 37-yard line, blocked by I believe that's Idris Nolan, Fury assistant over there. Grignon-Tomas in a chair, holding the ankle up. Not sure it was intended for Schwam, but she makes the catch. Sinacrope swings for Tajima. Reed marking Sinacrope. Good gainer. Malinowski, another chunk yardage catch. Oh, out of the reach of Tajima on the reset. McKeever is taken off deep. Underneath Reed. Sun to Payne. Tipped and caught by Austin. All you can do is shake your head. 12 all. Second break of the game for San Francisco Fury.
And I feel like the word break, we can use both meanings, because that's just a lucky break right there. Was that Hoffman shaking up on the landing?
She's back on her feet, jogging off the field. She went down hard. Right place, right time for Marika Austin. Game to 2. Playing to 14 in the women's final. Key decisions right here. Who's going to be on the field? Looks like Beth Kaler's going to pull. Good to see she's all right. Austin stays out there. So does Reed. Awadel Kareem, Finney, Griffith, and Narayan. Snyder back to the sideline. Howard, Nazaroff resting on the sideline. Rudin as well. Boston with primarily its O-line, but some additions. Cammie Groom, Angela Zhu, Caitlin O'Connell out there with Tajima, Sinacrope, Schwam, and Malinowski. Schwam has been really good today. The swing to Zhu. Now, Angela Zhu doesn't play a ton of points, either in practice or in games with this group, and she overthrows Sinacrope, looking to get it within about 5 yards of the goal line. And Fury has a chance to take their first lead since the score was 5-4. Kaler wanted to rip the backhand, but O'Connell's mark was there. That throws high and over Austin. Tajima to Zhu. A little stagnation downfield, Megan. Players either not cutting or cutting at the same time. Sinacrope and Tajima continue to reset. Now it's Zoo, but a pick.
I think you can credit that stagnation to the Fury defense. Their person defense is making Brute Squad really unsure who's got the open lane, whose turn it is to cut. Also led to that pick call.
Malinowski to Groom. Taking the shot. Schwam, end zone, denied. Awa Del Karim comes up huge.
Awa Del Karim, described by Maddie Sang as a spark plug for Fury, comes up with a big D against Schwam.
Sneaks it through. Reed rips it. Austin chased by Malinowski. 5 yards from the goal line. Awa Del Karim got the block. Reed's huck sets up Fury in the red zone. And it's gonna be bookends for Amel Awa Del Karim. The Fury rookie gives San Francisco the lead.
That throw from Reed was shaped perfectly. It trailed towards the sideline. Austin Malinowski could have been a potentially dangerous matchup, but as it sailed towards the sideline, that put Malinowski out of play.
3 straight goals for Fury after they were down 12-10. And in a game to 14, suddenly the pressure shifts to Brute Squad.
The one thing that Brute Squad has going for them is that Fury has not been great at making and taking break chances. However, Brute Squad has been giving Fury ample opportunities with their careless mistakes. If they pull it in and work well offensively, Fury is going to do something they haven't done so far this game to take this shot.
These are 2 great champions. Regardless of the result, these are 2 championship programs. Walking to the line for Brute Squad, Leanne Hoffman, JoJo Emerson, Alana Schwab, Cammie Groom, Amber Sinacrope, Becky Malinowski, and Claudia Tajima. On the other side for Fury, Narayan, Finney, Awa Del Karim, Payne, Reed, Griffith, and Austin. Alex Snyder basically coaching him up on the line. Before the tournament even began, Maddie Sang, who's been a longtime coach, went to Alex Snyder and said, look, I will go wherever you lead us. Payne on the pull. 13-12 Fury on a game to 14. Short pull settles just shy of midfield. To Sinacrope. Tajima was poached off of by Reed. Now on the mark. Emerson gets the throw around Finney to Hoffman. Emerson again, the pivot handler. Tajima. Can Brute Squad punch it in? We're headed to Universe in the women's final for the 3rd year in a row.
For all the mistakes that we saw in the previous offensive possession from Brute Squad, they certainly have recovered and returned to the types of cutting, the types of throws we expect from them. That was a clean put from Boston Brute Squad.
Brute Squad needs to break to win, and it looks like Hoffman's going to start this point on the sideline. Griffith, Kaler, Finney. Alex Snyder is on the line. Kirsten Johnson, Cree Howard, and Maggie Rudin. On the other side, we've got Werfele ready to pull. Sadler, Zhu, Lee, Murphy, Groom, and Wong. Here we go. Fury won on Universe last year. Brute Squad beat Riot on Universe 2 years ago. And that disc was tipped by Groom. Did she get Howard's hand? Groom to the observer.
Oh, what's that? I can't rule on that because I was looking at her body. You see anything on the foot? I didn't see the foot. Like, up her body. I didn't see the foot. Nothing in the foot. I didn't see the foot. I don't know. Okay, so has to go back then. Yeah. All right. So, where did she? How did the foul happen?
She hit my foot on the tripped as I was catching the disc.
Oh, you're coming to us?
Yes. Please.
All right. Observer looking contested to go back. We were looking at the upper body. We couldn't see the foot at all. So, it's going back. Yep.
Well, it's big for Fury because it stays in their possession. It's really close.
Oh, wait, hold on.
One second, sorry, we got some stuff going on over here.
Yeah,
What's happening?
they're just walking to their spot.
Griffith made a move in the end zone. Snyder thought about it. Looking for a reset, and it's saved by Kaler. But a stall was called on the mark. Contested stall coming back to Snyder.
So, if I overrule a stall, it would result of the play would stand.
Okay. And if you hold it, then it just stays in?
No, it would be a turnover right here. If it was a stall. If I uphold a stall, yes. Coming on 8.
Little Universe point cost benefit analysis by Alex Snyder. She'll keep the disc. Stall coming in at 8. Rising, reset. Now Johnson swings it. Howard. To Kaler. Finney. And she could not get the foot down in bounds. It's Brute Squad's disc. Inches away, but out of bounds. Werfele to Sadler. It seems cruel for everything to come down to something so close. But it's the third straight year, Werfele. To Zoo, college teammates at Dartmouth. Zoo thought about it. To Groom. Back to Angela Zoo. Werfele. Oh, Groom had a couple steps on Howard. There's Cammie. 10 yards from the end zone. Murphy. And Caitlin Lee cut off her cut. She was open and she stopped. Murphy threw it. Fury's disc.
That is one of those moments that will haunt you as a player.
Injury substitution. Leanne Hoffman just came on. And was it Serge Griffith who was shaken up? We got Opie Payne charging onto the field now too. Yeah, Serge at the top side of the field, now on the sidelines. So Hoffman and Payne are on. Murphy and Griffith off. Each team with a red zone turnover on Universe. Snyder to Kaler. Howard was going. Now she's coming back under in a difficult reset. Challenged by Sadler, but Snyder finds Howard. The hearts of these players on the field and on the sidelines have to be pounding right now. Taylor's reset read well by Rudin. Another challenge contested catch for Snyder. Kirsten Johnson to Finney. Always tempted to go for it all, but on Universe, one missed opportunity already. Fury trying to be sure. No way. Payne, the miraculous catch, virtually on the goal line. And San Francisco Fury pulls out another championship. (14-13), San Francisco. Fury's title count now goes up to 11.
The absolute torrid rush of emotions from that point. Thinking first, certainly Fury had it. Then, Brute Squad on the brink. And then when you thought Fury had made yet another mistake, Opie Payne with the save. And then the score.
It's the fourth national title for Opie Payne. 2 with Scandal and now 2 with Fury, as San Francisco goes back-to-back. Each win by 1 point over Boston. Payne, the game-winning goal. Bethany Kaler, 3 second-half assists, including the game winner. What a game. Fury takes it by the slimmest of margins.
2018 USA Ultimate National Championships are presented by VC Ultimate, providing Ultimate's best custom team uniforms and apparel since 1998. Visit VC Ultimate on the web at vcultimate.com. And by Discraft, the official disc of USA Ultimate, now available at Midwest Meyer stores and over 2,000 retailers nationwide.
2 years in a row, the same exact score. San Francisco 14, Boston Brute Squad 13, as Fury wins the title. It's another one for Alex Snyder. We're losing count to how many she's won, but she gets to chat with Ian Toner.
Thanks, Evan. Alex, Evan was just talking about how we're losing track of your club and world championships. How does this one feel to you so far?
Well, you know, they never get old. So everyone, you know, feels special and different in its own right. This one really, you know, we had a disappointing performance at Worlds this summer in Ohio, and we kind of did a little soul searching after that. And it really came down to, like, we're ready to work and we're ready to do what it needs to take. And we did a gut check and kind of reevaluated what that was going to look like. And, you know, culminating in this like finish really just is a testament to what we were able to accomplish since that World's performance.
No surprise, you were fortunate enough to be out there on double game point. Can you just talk about the emotions and the thoughts that go through your head with every turnover and every completed pass?
Well, it's pretty blank, actually. It's a lot of, you know, okay, just find your easies. We don't need to do anything special. Legs, keep running, and then, you know, play D. And, you know, it's about getting it back. And I know that every one of my teammates on the field and off the field is there for me. And so regardless of whose hands the disc is in, I'm there to put in the work to get it back. And, you know, we got that last goal, and it was great.
You've been a part of so many championships over the years. You've seen the program grow and evolve. What do you think the outlook is for Fury looking ahead?
It's bright. It's, you know, we have a huge roster this year, and it's full of young, amazing players. And a lot of our younger players are inspiring, and they were the ones doing the work on those, you know, defensive points where we were getting breaks, both in today and yesterday's game. And I think for them to be a part of, you know, this journey and to be able to feel what it feels like to come out on top and have confidence in the work and the process is huge. So, you know, the future is so bright, and I'm so fired up to watch what happens.
Well, I think it's time for you to go celebrate with some of those teammates. Congratulations once again. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Evan and Megan, back up to you.
It's pretty insane. Alex Snyder, in her 13th season, just won her 9th championship with Fury. Play of the game presented by Discraft, home of the Ultra Star. Opie Payne hauls in the game winner. It was almost accidental, though. Watch this sequence here. The pass through. The defense had so many opportunities. Both teams, Megan, had so many opportunities in this game.
Right, both teams not firing on all cylinders throughout the game. It came down to who was going to gut it out. And Fury has done that so many times, it's almost natural for them.
One player wins Worlds and Nationals. Serge Griffith, the double peak. Worlds with Riot, Nationals with Fury. Players like Kaler and Johnson also win their first titles. Congratulations to Fury. Again, just by one goal, they beat Brute Squad in the finals. 14-13, your final score. For Ian and Megan, I'm Evan saying so long. We got Pony and Revolver coming up next. The men's final to cap off Nationals here in San Diego.